What's up, gaming heroes? Welcome back to another World of Warcraft video. Today's video is about my thoughts with Mythic Plus, how I feel since quitting Mythic Plus, and my solution for Blizzard to fix this problem. In my opinion, this problem absolutely ruins the concept of Mythic Plus and doing dungeons as a group with the player base. Unfortunately, Blizzard has tried to mix competitive players and players that just want gear together, and unfortunately, it is not working. A lot of players are upset. This is obvious. Simply reading the comment section on my latest video about why I quit Mythic Plus in World of Warcraft explains absolutely everything. I mean, let's read through some of these comments just so we can kind of get a good indication of how many people are upset and frustrated at the whole system of Mythic Plus in World of Warcraft. There's a lot of people who are not happy when it comes to Mythic Plus. Just look at the sheer amount of people who are unhappy about Mythic Plus. The amount of times that people are saying, remove timers, remove this, ban levers, create a surrender vote, whatever it is. There's just a lot of people who aren't happy with the system right now with Mythic Plus in World of Warcraft. The reason being is, on one side of the spectrum, you've got the competitive players who really want the score. They've geared up already, so they don't care about the gear. They only want the score. And then you've got the other players who just want to complete the dungeon. Now, I will give it to Blizzard. They have got a system in place in-game right now, which is effectively a way when you create a Mythic Plus group, start group, you will select your goal here, and your goal here is whether you want to select completion or beat timer. Unfortunately, this just isn't really used very much in the whole Mythic Plus scene. Generally, just looking through the find groups option, for the most part, people don't even bother to look for that. It's not shown anywhere here. You have to scroll over it, and at that point you're like, well, what's the situation, what's actually happening here, etc, etc. People don't really know, is it a timed run, is it a completion run? They have no idea. So the whole act of saying, is this a completion or a beat timer run, it's just kind of pointless because people don't even look for that. They just sign up to any group in hopes that someone will accept them into a group. It takes a while to get a group. So then once you've got your group, you then go through the dungeon, say you get all the bosses down, you get to the last boss, and then you wipe on that last boss. Unfortunately, the run has taken a little bit more time than usual. There's been no wipes. There's been a couple deaths here and there, but there's been no overall wipes. You get to the final boss, and unfortunately, it is a wipe. Just a couple mistakes were made, and the timer ticks to 0. Okay, now you've got one person who leaves the group, and the other guys who can't kill that final boss with just 4 players because it's too hard of a key at that point. The entire dungeon is ruined for everyone involved, and they've wasted around 40 minutes of their life playing a game, not being able to get any reward or satisfaction. They come away with a really sour taste in their mouth. They're upset, they're angry, and they're frustrated. This does not encourage them to go away and play Mythic Plus even more. This just encourages them to quit World of Warcraft and not play Mythic Plus at all. This is not healthy for the system. It's Blizzard's way of trying to connect the competitive and the people who just want the gear. So I've basically obviously made that video, and in that video I discussed what my thoughts are and why I quit Mythic Plus. I will not be playing Mythic Plus again in World of Warcraft until they fix this fatal flaw with the system. Mythic Plus used to work brilliantly when there was no scoring system in the game, but unfortunately, when the Mythic Plus scoring came into the game, it just changed the whole way that we play Mythic Plus. It's not negative. It's not a bad thing. Before anyone starts jumping in the comments, before anyone starts jumping in the comments and saying, oh, I'm saying get rid of the Mythic score, I'm not. I think it's brilliant to have Mythic scoring in the game. But unfortunately, this has really encouraged the competitive players to kind of take control, and then the players who just are there for gear and a bit of a challenge, they don't care about the timer at all. And so these two are falling out, and it's creating a lot of toxicity in the community. I don't like making negative videos. I am not a negative person. I very rarely make negative videos. So when I'm saying I quit, it's because I see a fatal flaw and I do not want to get involved with a system that is going to objectively waste my time through people just being selfish. So, how do we fix this problem? Well, if we ban leavers, that's not going to work, because that's just saying to people being competitive in a competitive game is bad, which it isn't. It's really good to be competitive. You should want to beat the timer. That's completely fine. But then on the other hand, do we then punish all the players who just want to go into a high level key and complete it? They don't care about the timer. They just want to complete it. Should we now punish those people because of this? No, it doesn't make any sense. So we can't ban the leavers. We can't do a silence where people can't join looking for group. We can't do a vote system where you tell people you're doing great, you're not doing so great. You can't do a system where it says these are the leavers and don't invite leavers. You can't do it because it's punishing the competitive player base. And additionally, if you do nothing, unfortunately, the people who are just there for the challenge of doing a higher level dungeon and don't care about the time, they want gear and they want to do a higher level dungeon, they get punished because you got competitive players who are leaving all the time because they didn't time a key, whatever it is, right? So this is my solution. This is a solution that I know loads of people in the comment section are going to cry and complain about. I don't care. This is the best solution for what I think can solve this problem. Blizzard, you've done a great job of trying to mix competitive players and players who just want a challenge and a bit of gear. I would highly advise you to stop trying to make them play together. So this is my solution to the problem. When you enter a Mythic Plus dungeon, instead of putting your key into the keystone and selecting Start Run, I would instead create two options, one that says timed and one that says timeless. And when the actual dungeon starts, it says timed or timeless. If you select the timeless option, it's still the same level of difficulty dungeon, but there is no time involved. You still get gear at the end, just like you would for a timed run, except for there is no time involved. You can take your time through that dungeon. And then additionally, there is a timed version. And obviously the timed version would give Mythic Plus score and obviously gear at the end as well. Now, the difference here is really, really important to bear in mind. This makes the competitive players happy because you've got less casuals going into timed Mythic Plus keys and ruining their timer. But it also means that the players who are just there for a hard challenge, such as a plus 20 key, but they don't want to deal with a timer, they want to take their time and they want to complete that dungeon, they still get to do that. This is such a better option than just having something that says standard completion or beat timer. Now, with this change, I would then also change the way that the queues work for Mythic Plus. Here, when you are selecting these, I would have basically a completion and a beat timer, just like you've got right here. But when you're actually finding a group, like so, instead of it showing when you scroll over, whether it is a standard run or a timed run or a completion run, I would instead have it shown right next to the number of what it is. So I would have it say 17 timeless or 20 timeless or 24 timed. Now, players would then see, as a competitive player, I would probably do a lot of timed runs because I like timed runs. They're really fun. I would personally see that it says timed and I would sign up to that. If it says timeless, I wouldn't sign up to that. But if I had an alt and I wanted to gear that alt up and I didn't care about the timed runs at all, I would only sign up to timeless, right? Because that makes sense. I want to get the best gear possible. I want to take my time. Now, the beauty of this is that it challenges the players to learn the mechanics. It's so hard to learn mechanics as you are upgrading your key constantly. This is a perfect way for the competitive players and the casual gamers to be able to come together and enjoy Mythic Plus together in a way. So once a player has gone through and they've completed a plus 20 timeless run, they might start to understand the mechanics a bit better and be like, you know what? I think I'm ready to go and do a timed run. Now, let's say, for example, the only way to upgrade your Mythic Plus Keystone is to do a timed run. That's great. This will also encourage the casual players into doing timed as well. However, they might just do timeless beforehand to actually learn the mechanics before they go and ruin someone's key. This is my personal suggestion that I think Blizzard could do really well with introducing into the game. I really hope this helps. If you've got any thoughts, please leave them in the section below. Try your best to be constructive with your criticism. If you're just going to insult the people in the comments or myself, you'll just get a ban. I really want to work with people to create a good solution here. The current system isn't working. The current system, unfortunately, in my opinion, is garbage, and it's not working. Blizzard really need to update this. I love this game. I really want to see World of Warcraft 2 as well as possible. So I really hope that Blizzard will consider my solution to this matter. Thanks for watching. This is Erosium out, and I'll see you next time. Remember, if you want to get awesome Dragon t-shirts, then check the link in the description. And buying one of those t-shirts honestly supports me directly. I really, really appreciate it. Additionally, if you want to get awesome World of Warcraft gold, guys, and you want to make some serious gold, then check out my Patreon. I've got a whole website dedicated to my Patreons. It's called erosiumtv.com, and effectively, I create 4 guides every single week for gold making, and anyone who supports me on Patreon gets exclusive access to that website. So support me now, and let's get you making some gold. Thanks for watching. This is Erosium, out.